Hello and welcome to round 14 of the 2017 Formula Virtual World Championship here from Sakhir, Bahrain. My name is Bradley Downton. I'll be joined today by Harry Westwood.
Hola.
Let's take a look through the grid then for the 2017 Bahrain V-Prix. It's Nathaniel Powers on pole position with Enrique Ruiz alongside. Puccio Giordano and Carl Beckenbauer make up row 2. Championship leader Klaas van Snelheid starts from 5th alongside Timo Kinnaman. Adrian Simon is on row 4 heading Lewis Ellington, while Judson Sykes and Alar Kanga round out the top 10. Finn Schneider is 11th ahead of Hugh Dwyer, while the two firsts line up on row 7, Arden Hutchinson ahead of Alexander Zazolya. Will Hoskins heads row 8 ahead of Elroy Wagner. Felix Bayer, Johan Howelson, James Harding and Stuart Harrison round out the top 20. On row 11 it's the two Ingrams of Nikolai Milkovic and John Matson. Row 12 the two Funns, Inman and Davenport, and on the back row of the grid, Jochen van Snelheid and Alexei Norsinki. The Constructors' Championship can also be clinched here once again in Bahrain. Let's take a look at the permutations here. It is much more likely that Downton can win here. Diaz Mathershaw, if they finished 1st and 2nd, Downton needs 6th and 8 points. If they finish 1st and 3rd, Downton needs 7th. 1st and 4th, Downton need 9th. And if they finish in any other positions, Downton are the 2017 Constructors' Champions. So as we go down to the grid then, we have Nathaniel Powers on pole on the right, Enrique Ruiz 2nd on the left. The lights go out now and we're racing in Bahrain. It's a good start from Powers. He's cut straight across to cover off Enrique Ruiz. Klaas van Snelheid looks as though he's heading around the outside of turn 1. Powers leads though into turn 1 from Ruiz and Giordano. There's contact there between, I think, what was one of the North Stars and one of the Westwoods. That's got to be Kinnaman. As round the outside of Klaas van Snelheid goes Lewis Ellington. I think that's Ellington.
Oh, Ellington's getting all out of shape on the exit of that turn 2 there.
Yeah, there's Adrian Simon now attacking Hugh Dwyer as well, and the Diaz Mathershaw driver goes past. So, Klaas van Snelheid losing a couple of places here on this opening lap. It's Powers leading up front. Giordano has lost a position as Ellington sweeps around the outside of Simon, and Klaas lost another position to the first, and another one to Judson Sykes. Klaas van Snelheid has had a disaster of an opening lap. Here in Bahrain, there's a Lopez without a front wing.
That's Elroy Wagner then, so he's been caught up somewhere. So perhaps he was the catalyst for the contact between the Westwood and the North Star.
God knows, but it's Nathaniel Powers leading this one at the end of the opening lap. Ruiz 2nd, Kinnaman 3rd, Beckenbauer 4th, Giordano 5th. And Klaas van Snelheid has fallen to 10.
Oh dear. I was about to say it's a poor start for Giordano, but it's an atrocious start for Klaas, and that's exactly what he didn't want.
Yeah, here we go then. On board with Beckenbauer at the start of the race. I think it was him that made contact with Kinnaman, and it was indeed. Amazingly, they both look to have got away without any damage.
No, you can see that Beckenbauer is missing the front right end plate.
Yes, I apologise. This was on board with Wagner then, just alongside Kanga. Just ever such slight contact at what must have been just the wrong angle. And it just took Wagner's front wing off.
Yeah, we have seen that this year. The front wings, when exposed to lateral G-forces, they seem to struggle, which is strange because they've been quite structurally sound for this sort of era of cars, if you will. So, but we're moving on to obviously new cars next year, but that's a shame for Wagner, who will have to make an early stop.
Yeah, very much so. As Nathaniel Powers then sets the fastest lap. Klaas van Snelheid beaten by Lewis Ellington. And then Adrian Simon, so
pounds that one by 4/10. Oh, we've got Klaas van Snelheid now down the inside of Judson Sykes.
Yeah, and behind him that's that's Schneider on Zazolya. So Schneider's not had the best start either.
No, he's started 11th, so dropped
only a place to be fair.
Oh, okay.
Which he's just made back up.
Your maths is a lot better than mine.
Well,
your job is maths.
Precisely. So Nathaniel Powers then really gapping Ruiz up front. I think the Brazilian is struggling here and holding the pack up as Klaas van Snelheid then is up to 9th, but that is absolutely not the opening lap that the championship leader needed.
No, and that's gonna wow, okay. That's going to put a lot of pressure now on him. Yeah, I can hear you sniggering. That's going to put the pressure on him now for the race, and it's going to be interesting to see how he deals with that.
Yeah, let's not forget, he retired last time out in Turkey, while Powers finished second. The gap between them in the championship is now just 13 points. If it finished as it stands at the moment, Powers would take the lead as down the inside into turn 1 goes Finn Schneider on Judson Sykes. And that's move done.
Big snap over to the moment as he made the move, because he rode the curb just a bit too much, but he held it beautifully. Excellent car control, and up into 10.
Yeah, great move there from the young Swiss.
He's already looking to, well, I would say chase down class, and I thought actually, I don't think that's going to happen.
Well, we shall see.
I'd also like to very early on, very quickly, apologise. Both myself and Bradley are a little bit under the weather, despite being a sunny Sakhir.
I know, how hilarious is that? We're at possibly the hottest ever Formula Virtual V-Prix, and we've both got colds.
Yeah, so every now and then we'll either go quiet to cough, or we'll just cough into the mic like absolute not nice people.
Although we will try and avoid that. As down the inside of, is that Giordano defending from Ellington?
No, I think that was Giordano taking the place. Don't forget, he dropped quite a few positions back from where he started.
He did, that's a very good point. Is look at the lead that Powers has already.
Yeah, Ruiz doesn't seem to be able to match him at the moment in the opening laps of this race. Maybe that Franklin just not feeling good on heavy fuel. But obviously he needs to kind of break free from the, what's it called? From
to Westwood.
Yeah. No, what I meant is like, I'm going to call it pouncing distance of Kinnaman. One mistake and Kinnaman will have him, and once he's out of that pressure zone, he might be able to start focusing on pushing a bit more.
Yeah, very possibly, as Klaas van Snelheid then already onto the back of this train for, well, what is effectively second place. Well, it is second place.
What? How do you work that one out? Oh, the train, sorry.
Yeah.
I'm really tired.
As, here we go then, Lewis Ellington once again. No, I think it is Ellington attacking and Giordano defending. Ellington attacking Giordano down into turn 1. He tries to go around the outside. Can't quite make it work. Behind him, Simon is looking at having a go. I believe that's Hutchinson.
Obviously Ellington saw a gap and I think he was going for the cheeky switchback there, but Giordano was wise to it and was able to cover off the inside.
Yeah, certainly was. I think now will probably be a good point to go through tyre strategies.
Sure.
Again, stop me if we see any action. But given the temperatures, I think, as expected, it's primarily the harder compounds in play here today. We do have one driver, with no one on the super softs, unsurprisingly. We've got one driver on the softs, and that is Hugh Dwyer. The rest are split between the mediums and the hards. So on the mediums, we have got championship leader Klaas van Snelheid as is that Kanga attacking Judson Sykes?
I think you could be correct. Sykes returns to the racing line, so Kanga not looking too confident on the brakes. Bit of a lock up there due to the dirty air, and doesn't choose to try and throw a move up the inside.
So running through then, on the mediums we've got Klaas van Snelheid, Adrian Simon, Judson Sykes, Arden Hutchinson, Alexander Zolia, Elroy Wagner, James Harding, Stuart Harrison, Jochen van Snelheid and Alexei Helsinki. And then obviously Bard Dwyer, everyone else is on hard tyres. Which includes the current top 5, I believe. 6.
21. Oh, it's Kinnaman.
No, not quite.
Has a bit of a look up the inside there of Ruiz, but can't seem to find anything, you know, can't find the space to make a move, but I think that's compromised his exit onto the back straight of pit straight, so this is the most mistakes I've ever made in such a space of time.
It's alright, people are used to it now. No, never mind, ignore me. I was going to say the track temperature had gone up to 39, but I just can't read.
Wifey wears glasses and I don't.
And I've got them on and I still can't read.
Wow, that's not good. I'm not gonna lie, Bradley. I don't think your prescription is working for you, buddy.
Who said that?
Ah,
Comedy.
hey, that's a solid ASDF movie reference.
I know, it was good that, wasn't it? I just, you
So-
know, we should probably put some kind of disclaimer in there that that wasn't intended as copyright, because otherwise we're going to get in trouble.
You're allowed to reference pop culture, Bradley.
Oh, well then.
Yeah, boom. So, as you may have noticed, we are running on the Bahrain short circuit today. That is because after track inspection this morning, they discovered there was some unsafe conditions in the middle sector of the full-length track. I think you know a bit more about that than I do, Bradley?
Yeah, it was before practice that it happened, so we were meant to come here and run on the usual layout, but as it was inspected, as Harry says,
in the middle chicane, that it was turns 5 and 6.
yeah, it was just deemed unsafe for some reason. I'm not going to pretend I'm very technical and know everything about it.
I mean, as you can tell, I've been drinking all weekend, so I was only aware of it this morning, but I mean, I did wonder why my drivers have been doing such fantastic lap times, but this obviously explained the whole thing.
Yeah, so we are on the short circuit. Nope. Apparently,
You know
I've
what,
been
you did
drinking
your
as
best,
well.
and that's what counts. Short circuit.
Yeah, that one. Yeah.
Jesus Christ, you alcoholic.
Yeah.
So.
Yeah, a
lap
little
10
bit.
now.
Little bit stagnant earlier. We had a bit of action in the opening laps, but it just seems to calm down a little. And to be honest, it doesn't look like there's a massive difference in times between the medium and the hard tyre runners.
No, I mean, obviously that's what you can expect from such a short lap, and obviously the drivers will become dialed into the best line to take through the corners very quickly in comparison to a longer lap, say at Spa or Baku circuit, but
Which we don't run at.
we don't run at, but I'm using a circuit as an example. I could say Bathurst, that's a pretty long-ish circuit.
Which we also don't run at.
Well, no, but it's a pretty decent circuit, like, you gotta admit.
Yeah.
The point I'm trying to make is that the drivers are going to find their optimal lines pretty soonish, and the tyres aren't going to make that much of a difference, especially since it's mostly slow speed corners.
Yeah, but very fast, long straights.
True. Which are suiting Nathaniel Powers' Downton car down to a T. Did you see what I did there?
I did. That was a very nice, swift transition. There's,
True.
I think that this is probably a good point to mention the Constructors' Championship.
Okay, then.
Obviously, as we know, it could have been wrapped up last time out in Turkey, but it wasn't.
Yeah. That was a travesty.
Because, get stuff. Because Adrian Simon ended Downton's win streak of 10 consecutive races. However, here in Bahrain, there is once again another chance for Downton to wrap up the Constructors' title, and it is arguably more realistic.
Looking a bit more favourable.
Yeah,
everyone
definitely.
except for DS now is out of the running for the championship, mathematically.
Yeah, and basically, DS Mathershaw have to win the race and have their second car finish in the top 4. If that doesn't happen, Downton are champions, and if Downton score 8 points, as
we've got Kinnaman up the inside
down
of
the
Ruiz.
side of Enrique Ruiz.
Oh, and he's got to go around the outside, and he's made it stick in turn 2, and that's fantastic driving from the Finn.
Yeah, brilliant bit of, as you say, brilliant bit of driving there from Kinnaman to go up into second place, and I think he's been planning that move for a while, and as we say, Ruiz has just not had the pace, and Kinnaman absolutely make the most of it, and it'll be interesting to see now if he can do anything about Powers.
Yeah, obviously, we saw at another power track earlier this year, Monza, Finn Schneider was really able to take the fight to the Downtons, so maybe Kinnaman could have something to say about Powers, who, obviously, it being a short lap, is not too far ahead.
Yeah, definitely one to keep an eye on, as Kinnaman evidently already gapping Enrique Ruiz.
Wow, yeah.
Input.
Whoa. Sorry, I'm trying to sort of gauge my coughs on whether I can get away with not muting the mic. Yeah, Kinnaman.
Yeah, now Beckenbauer is looking at having an attack on the Franklin as well. So Ruiz really struggling here in these opening laps. But yeah, just going back to the Constructors' Championship. Downton, I think if they score just 8 points, regardless of what DS Maths will do, that's the title over anyway. So that's equivalent of a sole 6th place finish.
What he's trying to say, ladies,
it'd be a disaster, really, if that.
Downton finished the race, they've won the championship.
Well, not really.
Don't worry.
There's the chance that both cars could finish outside of the points.
I'm not even going to entertain that very prospect. But do you know what? No, just no.
Yeah.
And yeah, Kinnaman's looking very comfortable there, as he's probably already pulled out nearly a second gap to Enrique Ruiz and pulling away all the time.
Yeah, certainly is. It's a shame we can't quite see the gap to Powers. We'll just have to try and gauge it by...
I'd say it's probably about 9 seconds.
Yeah, but I mean as to whether it's coming down or not.
That I couldn't tell you.
What I find interesting is that Huge Wire on the soft tyres hasn't really made a huge amount of progress. I know it's exceptionally hot, but you'd have still expected that tyre to be massively quicker than the well, the hards at least.
I think it might be down to the fact that you know, at 38 degrees, yes, those soft tyres are going to start working very quickly, but after that they're going to drop off so even quicker. They're going to start overheating, and when the tyre overheats, it just doesn't offer you the right amount of grip, because these machines are very temperature sensitive. So if you can get all your temps right and keep them there, then you tend to do well in the race. And I've stolen that from Anthony Davidson, I've just realised. I've just stolen the entire bloody piece from him, but it's fine.
I think you make a very good point though, in that, as you say, I think it's probably a bit too hot here for the soft tyre to really work properly.
Yeah, I mean,
and I should imagine Huge Wire is suffering from quite a bit of sliding.
Probably. The thing is, at these temperatures, you don't just get obviously the degradation from the loads you put on the tyres, you also get thermal degradation, which causes blistering, which is I think it makes the tyre wear worse. I was about to sound really clever, and I was like, I can't remember what that does.
Check you out being all fancy.
Yeah, that's why for years we've had to take harder compounds in Formula 1 to Monza, not because of the loads, but purely because of the thermal degradation. So there you go.
Well, look at that. You've just had a lesson from Harry.
Yeah.
Shit.
That's one of those things that you never, ever... Oh, we've got a move. We've got Kanga making moves on Zolia, and he's got the place, unless he was defending. No, he wasn't.
No, I'm fairly sure. Yeah, you're spot on. He was attacking and trying to take that, and a very similar to move. I don't know what a to move is, but a very similar to overtake to the one that Kinnaman pulled on Ruiz, and Kanga is through and up into what I believe is 12th place.
Yeah. So wait, no, it would be 11th because he's just behind Schneider.
So it is.
So at least there's some overtakes happening in that train. Meanwhile, we've got Davenport and Inman keeping each other company because they're not going to see anyone else.
Well, they can't see anyone else. There's genuinely no. Oh look, no, there's a car in the distance.
Story of their season.
Oh, down the inside of Hutchinson goes Adrian Simon, and I think the world champion is going to pull that out, and he has already. Simon at turn 1 then, through and up into 7th.
That is a solid overtake. I wasn't looking. Sorry. I was going to start like sort of...
Oh, into the pits then, Hugh Dwyer. So that is after just 16 laps.
Yeah.
Oh dear, he's in for a long afternoon.
I'm pretty sure I've worked out wrong because I've worked out a 4-stop.
Yeah, so have I.
Oh, cool.
16, 32, 48, 64, 80, and he's not going to pit on the last lap. So yeah, 4 stop.
And even if he doesn't make one or two of the stints last that extra lap, he's going to get lapped. Definitely.
Oh yeah. Although if he doesn't quite make the stints last, he could be looking at a 5 stop.
Yeah, true.
Yeah, so Dwyer's rejoined in 19th then, just ahead of the 2 funds.
Yeah, and he's driving a car. He's doing an alright job.
Yeah, it is a bit like that, isn't it? Wagner's made next to no progress. He's only 23rd, having pitted on the opening lap to replace his front wing.
Almost as if he's not in a car that can make progress very easily. Weird.
Do you know there might be a reason for that?
I don't want to get myself in trouble, Bradley. You have to understand.
Yes. You're quite good at that.
Well, yeah, but that's not exclusive to Formula Virtual. Like.
Oh no, I just meant it in general.
Clubbing, out with friends, clubbing with friends,
clubbing friends.
No, I tend to do that to seals. No animals harmed in the making of this video.
We've got down the inside of Hutchinson goes Cartman Schnellheit, the championship leader. Oh, and he's collided with Adrian Simon. I think he just about got away without any damage there, but clumsy overtaking there from the Dutchman. Not something we've become accustomed to, as Hugh Dwyer, unsurprisingly, gets the fastest lap on his fresh soft tyres.
I mean, at the end of the day, I think that just came down to frustration. He was sick of the rear end of Hutchinson, and he saw Simon making moves, and he knows that every lap he's stuck in this train. Nathaniel's just getting further and further away, and especially on the softer compound of the two of them, this is exactly what he doesn't need. And he could be set to lose quite a sizable amount of points at the moment.
Yeah, very much, and I think we've seen this as a trait of Downton, haven't we? In clear air, it's very, very quick, but in traffic, they seem to struggle.
They do, yeah. Obviously, they've got a fantastic power unit in the back, and their chassis is pretty sound, but what that tells me is perhaps the aerodynamics aren't working as efficiently, or they run a very low aero setup in order to maximise their pace.
Well, that would make sense, and also as to why they struggled in qualifying at Silverstone.
Yeah. Oh, Kanga has passed Schneider. So Kanga is up into 10th place. Relegating Schneider outside of the points.
Damn it, we missed an overtake.
We did, but it wasn't our fault.
No, very true. And maybe we'll get a replay.
Well, let's hope. That was really weird. Wagner, as you were commenting on his lackluster performance earlier, has now actually made up to 20 seconds, so stick it.
I was literally just going to mention that.
Great minds think alike.
Yeah, so and then there's us.
40 seconds behind Powers, apparently. That's fun.
Yeah, but he's just taken, what, 33 off of him in one corner. That's quite impressive.
That's just the car we've got, Bradley, you know. You think you got the best car, you've not seen our latest upgrades, man.
What have you got, a turbo? Or 2 turbos?
I'm not going to lie, I feel like the turbos are against the regulations, Bradley. So if there's something you want to tell us about your car right now, just lay it in the open.
Moving swiftly on.
Downton cheating 2017 confirmed.
One thing I think we should talk about is, apart from you dying.
Oh, but please.
No. Is the rumours that appeared following the last race in Turkey.
Yeah, Those. Definitely worth a look. Definitely good talking point. If you want to just start us off on that, Bradley, what do you think of these rumours?
Well, that will be the rumours that Nathaniel Powers is looking to move to DS Matthershaw next season.
Yeah, those are exactly the rumours I was thinking about as well. I'm so glad we're on the same page.
Of course they were.
Kanga pulls the dummy on Hutchinson. I don't think it's going to work.
No, not unless he can switch back, but I'd be very surprised and Hutchinson does indeed hold on to the place.
So, back to these rumours that we were both thinking about.
You're not fooling anyone.
I'm overselling this. I think that's the problem.
Yeah, you really are.
Oh, well. Anyway.
But yeah, obviously, we saw in Turkey last time out, Powers spent nearly the entire race, well, Powers spent the entire race behind Adrian Seaman. And we mentioned in commentary that he had a few chances but didn't really seem to take them. And it's been rumoured in the paddock since that this may be because he didn't want to upset the team, because there are rumours he is set to move to DS Matthershaw next season.
Well, I mean, you've got to look at it from a race driver's point of view. At the end of the day, he's been with Downton since the second season of this series, and he's been with it for a long time now. And this is their first real chance at a championship. And if he can't win it this year, I wouldn't be surprised to see him go somewhere else to try and clinch it. Because at the end of the day, drivers like him, top quality drivers. We've missed the move from Hutchinson on.
No, Zazola on Schneider.
Same guy.
Not really.
Okay. But these guys they're all here to win, especially Powers, who's already had a championship, clearly hungry for another one, which would make him the only FV driver in history to win a second championship, if I'm not mistaken.
It would make him the first, yeah. So
that hunger is definitely there. You can see that from the way he's been driving that Downton, even through his poorest years. So of
which there have been a few.
Did you mean all of them?
Hey, we finished third in 2014.
2014 was a wild ride. Oh, we got Hutchinson defending very aggressively there on Kanga. Forces him right to the inside, but Kanga sticks it in there. Manages to take. Do not laugh at that, Bradley. You're older than I am.
Yeah, but that doesn't mean I'm any more mature.
Yeah, I guess. Demotes Hutchinson then to 10th place, does allow Kanga, and well, just keeps making moves. He's making some steady progress.
Yeah, I was going to say he's actually on a bit of a charge, isn't he, the young Estonian?
Yeah, I mean, in the last 5 laps, he's dispatched Schneider, Zazolia, and Hutchinson.
And I'm fairly sure Sykes at some point as well.
Sykes was a bit earlier on, but he has obviously still overtaken him. Oh, we got Wagner now ready to make some more overtakes. This is what happens when you speak ill of drivers. They prove you wrong.
I never spoke ill of Kanga.
No, Wagner. I said Wagner.
Well, yeah, but I thought you meant both Kanga and Wagner, because they were seemingly the only two that are actually doing anything at the moment.
Well, I mean, you know, I think it's quite an unexpected thing, really, for Kanga to be actually doing anything. Not to be horrible, but at the end of the day, this is the first time I've seen him convincingly start carving his way through the field, really. Ooh, as Kinnaman's having a bit of trouble with the back marker there.
Yeah, let's hope he got through that one okay.
Let's face it, there's no way that Westwood can match the Downton.
Not the point he's through. Wow, that's incredible. I know we've had 25 laps and it's a really short circuit, but that Ocelot's just been lapped already and no one, apart from Wagner and Dwyer, has made any pit stops yet.
It's not really good, is it? But I'm not going down that road, Bradley. I think you'll understand why.
Having said that, we haven't seen any pit stops. Oh, look, a blue flag! Which isn't being adhered to.
Oh, we see the blue flags, but the back markers don't. That's the problem.
Ah, of course. Yeah, no, having said that, we haven't seen... Well, to be fair, pulled aside there. Well, of Ruiz. There we go. That's how to do it. Yeah, we haven't actually seen them pit stops yet.
Oh, that's brilliant. Thank you, Judson.
I very nearly swore. Okay, so we've got the first driver in for his opening pit stop, and that is Judson Sykes at the end of lap 25, so that will be a free stop. I was just going to say, we are very close to two-stop territory.
That would have been at the end of lap 20. No, it would have, I'm lying. That is, I don't know.
End of this lap.
I wouldn't have said that. I would say that's three-stop territory with a last-minute pit stop. So we've got all the medium runners peeling off into the pits now.
Yeah, so Adrian Simon, all of these guys on mediums then. Simon pits, Klaas van Snelheid pits, both firsts are in as well. And this is going to be a really awful three-stop because it's lap 26, that'll be 52 and 78.
Oh, and Klaas gets held. Klaas has been held, and has he made contact there with Zozolia on the exit?
I'm not sure. Oh, but they've come out, or well, no, Klaas has come out into the side of Hugh Dwyer. But I think is Dwyer going to hold that? Klaas is up the inside then into turn 1, 2, 3, and Klaas van Snelheid takes the position, and that is absolutely crucial.
Dwyer is probably well, not many laps away from another pit stop, only about 5 laps away, so those tyres are probably getting quite worn.
Yeah,
but
but
very silly to say.
Absolutely would not have wanted to be stuck behind him.
No, that would have definitely harmed his race, and that would have really played into the hands of the hard runners who have stayed out, as we see a pit stop from Joachim van Snelheid, I want to say.
Who drifts his way into the pit box.
Best way. Have you not seen Jerome D'Ambrosio from Belgium? I think it's 2011.
Yeah, but it's a bit awkward when you arrive in the pit box backwards.
Nah, then you just do a J-turn out of it. Freddy, it's like you've never even raced or played an F1 game. Do you not know how this works?
But
no buts.
Yeah, no, but the rear tyres are different sizes to the front tyres.
No cuts, no butts, no coconuts. The team just needs to be ready for that kind of amazing skill.
So what do? Just kind of like pick the wheels up and throw them around so that they're in the right places?
Like a scene from Greece. Ooh,
I was going to launch into Grease Lightning then and realised I sound shit singing at the best of times. Will probably be even worse at the moment.
I mean, yeah. Sorry.
Or...
So, yeah, we've got Schneider has dropped off the back of this, the train for
second,
I don't know,
third. Yeah, third. Although, well, no, Ruiz and Beckenbauer have kept Giordano a bit. Actually, as Klaas van Snelheid goes around the outside of Johan Halverson, let's not forget Klaas is on fresh mediums, Halverson on worn hard tyres. But yeah, you're quite right. Schneider has dropped off the back of this battle for, well, 5th now, really, isn't it?
Yeah, it's called it 5th. But obviously, the crucial part is those two firsts getting stuck behind Dwyer is going to cost them another maybe 2-3 laps if they can't find a way through, which could actually prove quite costly, because that will be using up the initial life of their tyres, where you really want to get on it and set some good lap times.
Yeah, certainly will be. As Klaas van Snelheid looks to make another overtake, he dives to the inside of Will Hoskins, and Hoskins is holding his line, but Klaas easily on the traction. He's just got so much more grip on those fresh mediums.
Hoskins was fully prepared to commit to that around the outside, but the car just wouldn't do it. You saw him catch a bout of oversteer mid-corner, and I think that was when he had to get out of it.
Yeah, absolutely. Meanwhile, Alar Kanga is looking to make more moves. He's right up the gearbox of Lewis Ellington. Is he going to dive to the inside of turn 1? He's not. But Kanga looking really quite racy here this afternoon. As Adrian Simon sets fastest lap.
Yes, he does.
I was expecting that to be bettered by Klaas then, to be honest, but it never happened. Although I suppose he did pull a couple of overtakes on that lap, didn't he?
Yeah, he's not really had clear air. He has now, though. And seeing Simon just stretching away a little bit might be the encouragement he needs to, put the foot down.
Yeah, as behind Dwyer and Halverson are battling over 12th place. But we're watching the squabble for 5th then as Giordano heads Ellington, Kanga, and well, Finn Schneider as well.
I think Giordano is, thanks to the sort of battling of Ellington and Kanga, is being able to just stretch a gap out a little bit. But they've actually caught this pair now as well. They're catching up a little bit.
I think Halverson may have just made a mistake. He's just dropped between Dwyer, Dwyer, Hutchinson, Zolia, and Sykes. So I don't know if he was forced out there by someone.
And
but
now as well,
as Kanga now to the outside of Ellington, turn 1.
Doesn't quite. Sorry.
No, I was just going to say Ellington parks it on the apex and nothing doing there for Kanga. As Adrian Simon sets another fastest lap then as we finish lap 30.
We just talk about how close to the sort of battle for 5th Adrian Simon already is. He's not too far behind.
Oh, there's a rear wing there.
That would be. I thought it might have been.
That's Halverson then.
Yeah, it's got to be Halverson.
So I'm guessing there was contact in that battle that we've seen then.
Yeah, there must have been.
So it'd be interesting to get a replay of that and see what happened. Because surely someone has damage to a front wing somewhere.
Yeah, I think it may have even had something to do with the first pair because they've dropped off massively. In fact.
Yeah, well that's Dwyer. There's no damage there to Dwyer. There's one first, Hutchinson, but Zazolia seems to have dropped back a bit. So I'm wondering if that's where the.
Oh, no, there he is. So they obviously had to back off, or I don't know really. They just weren't able to avoid entirely. Maybe a collision or some kind of spin, but I don't know. We'll see when we get replays, Bradley.
We will indeed. Well, yeah, I think there was definitely contact. It's strange otherwise for the rear wing to be in the middle of the track. Here we go then. On board. Oh, and it was just contact with Dwyer.
For me, I think Dwyer was very clumsy there, actually.
Yeah, he tried to go around the outside, but he was around the outside of Halverson, but still tried to hit the apex. But you can't really do that when there's a car there.
No, something we see time and again. You cannot expect the guy on the apex to just disappear. He's got every right to be there.
Yeah, definitely.
So, I mean, I'm sure the stewards will want to take a look at that, and I'm sure there'll be some heated debate as Dwyer goes. No, not Dwyer. Ellington goes extremely defensive now on Alar Kanga. Is he going to be able to sweep around the outside?
I don't know. Ellington has once again parked it on the apex, and Kanga doesn't seem to be a fan of trying to go around the outside of turn 1. It wouldn't really give him a very favourable line heading into the next sequence of corners.
No, I think the guys are just trying to avoid getting pinched into turn 2. We've seen across many motorsports already accidents happening there of drivers just trying to take too tight of a line, as we see Hutchinson making moves on Hoskins, who fights back and holds his position.
Yeah, here we go then. Hutchinson around the outside of turn 3. Surely he's not going to make this work. He's got better traction on the fresh mediums though, and Hutchinson, what a beautiful move.
Now Hoskins is going defensive from Zazolia, who no doubt is going to have the advantage into the braking zone. Is he going to be ahead?
Hoskins is with the slipstream of Hutchinson, but I think Zazolia has got him as well.
Yeah, Zazolia latest on the brakes, obviously more confidence on those tyres, and that was the decisive factor in that little spat. So that demotes Hoskins 2 places in 2 corners.
Yeah, great bit of driving there though from the first pair, up now to 11th and 12th.
Yeah, so finally making some more moves, but you've got to wonder whether the damage has already been done, especially with the contact in front of them between Dwyer and Halverson, as to whether they can actually challenge this pack now for 5th place.
Well, I don't know. I mean, what's going to be interesting is to see how many stops the hard-tired runners are going to make, as Hugh Dwyer now sets fastest lap, so he's obviously pitted again on his fresh softs. But what's going to be interesting is to see how many stops the hard-tired runners make, because we are getting very, very close to one-stop territory.
Yeah, and obviously the track temperatures are decreasing all the time, which is only helping the tyre degradation. And don't forget, the second stint will be a lot easier to stretch those tyres out because, well, the fuel loads will be lower.
Yeah, definitely, as we obviously... The day cracks on here in Bahrain. We're getting more towards the evening time.
Are we? kind of looks like the sun's in the middle of the sky still, Bradley. I mean,
every minute that ticks by, every second that ticks by, we're getting closer to the evening.
you're being pedantic again.
I am, but I'm always pedantic. You should come to expect this by now.
Not always.
Okay, 98% of the time I'm pedantic.
Yeah, I'll give you that.
There we go.
That was probably also the most pedantic way of saying it. Ooh, Beckenbauer seems to have lost touch with Ruiz just a little bit.
Yeah, who's suddenly behind an Ingram. Oh, he's laughing.
I was going to say, I feel like that was the obvious explanation there, but I was just going to let you get there on your own.
I
Ooh,
appreciate
Ruiz had
that.
some trouble lapping that back marker, actually. And Sykes is, no, Beckenbauer, actually, instead, has definitely managed to make the most of that to gain some of that time back on the Brazilian.
Yeah, certainly has. Then they are battling over third place. Because Kinnaman is
getting closer and closer with every lap.
Sorry?
I said these guys behind him are getting closer and closer with every lap.
Yeah, well, I think Ruiz is still struggling for pace. I mean, Kinnaman's gapped them quite considerably now, really.
He has indeed. He's driving a fine stint, Bradley. A fine stint indeed.
He certainly is.
Despite being a minute behind Nathaniel Powers.
And now 50 seconds.
Hey. Oh, he's bringing the gap down. Look at him go.
Yeah, rapidly. Oh,
in case you
I really
guys
hope these
haven't
timings for insult themselves out for next year.
Yeah. Obviously, we thought we'd have a fix through for them a few races ago. It's just not happening, but we're, well, I say we. The clever guys that do all the numbers and stuff are making sure it's all ready for next year.
Yeah, but hey ho, it gives us a laugh, doesn't it?
So do you.
And you.
Yeah, I'm hilarious.
At least the lap bit's right.
Well, yeah, I guess. Yeah.
Holland Inman is a lap down, and so is everyone behind him, unsurprisingly. Because, you know, that's like how it works and shit.
That could go down as like a Murray Walker moment. That car is unique, except for the one behind it, which is exactly identical, or something like that.
Yeah, it was a bit, wasn't it? Oh well.
That was a very Murray Walker moment. But hey.
Ow, Powers has got... I didn't realise Powers has actually been extending that gap quite considerably.
Yeah, I think he, where he started initially losing time to Tumo, he's just turned up the wick a little bit. Doesn't want to be challenged at all. So,
yeah, and he's now got a gap of more than the pit straight, which is quite impressive.
Probably the sensible option. I think we've just seen someone in the background diving into the... No. Oh. That's an interesting way to lap someone.
Yeah, certainly going very offline. That's Kanga, and he's now coming under pressure from Schneider then. He's dropped off the back of Ellington. Meanwhile, Adrian Simon is right on the back of this pack now.
You'd imagine Kangaro's just hoping and praying to be able to hold on long enough to allow Simon to attack Finn. Obviously, the young Swiss doing everything he can to keep pace with these front-running cars, but doesn't look very comfortable today. His teammate definitely has seemed to have the edge on him most of the weekend.
Yeah, yeah, I'd certainly agree, but I have to say, this is, I really don't think this is looking good. Oh, is that a Franklin without a front wing?
No, it can't be.
No, I think, yes it is! It is!
Oh.
That's Enrique Ruiz without a front wing. Beckenbauer dives to the inside of the final corner, jumps over the curb. Ruiz is going to have to pit, surely.
Yeah,
And he does indeed at the end of lap 38, and that is going to be heartbreaking because I don't think any of the other hard-tired runners are going to be in yet. Ruiz is going to be on a 2-stop here, and that is really going to cost him. There's a... Nope, that's Halverson from earlier.
So Ruiz fighting for third, and well, I mean, we could see a replay and see that it's not his fault, but you know, after he had bad luck last race. Here we go. Oh,
that was completely his fault.
Yeah.
He just drove into the back of it.
At the end of the day, obviously, back markers, you have to understand that they're going to be going slower than you, and you cannot just expect to just pass them whenever you feel like it.
No, I mean...
And he got caught out.
Admittedly, the Ingram should have pulled over there.
100%, yeah.
but you can't just drive into the back of someone.
No, at the end of the day, what are you going to expect?
As Powers pits from the lead then, at the end of lap 39.
Oh, let's see who carries on.
Kinnaman pits as well. Okay, this is going to be absolutely crucial then. Beckenbauer continues. Carl Beckenbauer continues and takes the lead. Or does he? No, I think Powers has got out ahead. No, he hasn't. Beckenbauer's got it. Or are they? Why aren't we watching this? Why aren't we watching Glassman Snowhide?
The leading pair of then, so they've...
No, they're side by side. They've been side by side. Powers has got it. Powers has got the lead, and that is absolutely crucial because I think he's going to have to make a second stop, while Beckenbauer is only going to make one.
Yeah. Obviously, that lap 40 was the magic lap. Oh dear. So the leading pair are going to have to drive pretty conservatively to make that second stint last, but with the temperatures down and lower fuel loads, they might just about be able to make those extra 2 laps.
Yeah, they might just about make it, although if past form is anything to go by, I don't think they're going to, and they're going to have to pit again on lap 78. That's really, really going to cost Kinnaman especially. Powers, it's a good job he opened that gap up.
Yeah, absolutely. So Powers is still looking very good for the win at the moment, as we see obviously.
Yeah, Beckenbauer then.
Hard side runners get into the pits.
Although Ellington has continued on again.
Ellington maybe wanted to make.
So is Schneider.
Oh.
So going for the overcut here then, a couple of the guys, but Beckenbauer and Kanga are in at the end of lap 40. So. Well, surely that's going to be a one-stop unless something goes horrifically wrong on their second stint.
Guys approaching rapidly from behind. That sounds odd. Oh, so Beckenbauer gets out in front, but crucially, Kanga has been caught in this gaggle of cars. And now Schneider is under attack from Simon. Maybe he was trying to hold up Simon, who knows?
Yeah, so where have they come back? So Kanga has slotted in then, just behind Giordano there. So he has well, of course, they've all gained on Ruiz, haven't they?
Yes. Especially since he, lost his front wing.
Rear wing.
I was about to say rear wing.
I know you were.
You know what? Go away.
There we go then. In come Ellington and Schneider. So the last drivers make their first stops. Yeah, for the second set of hard tyres, and that's surely they're definitely going to be on one stop.
Oh, absolutely. Long stops for the pair of them. Identical stops, in fact. That is fantastic work from both the Holmqvist and the Westwood boys.
Yeah, but that staying out that extra lap has massively cost them there. Kanga has jumped Ellington, and Schneider has fallen behind Zazolia. So he's right at the back of that pack.
Absolutely, it's coming undone for the Westwood boys at the moment. Obviously, Kinnaman's going to have to really put the pedal to the metal, having to make one extra stop. And Schneider, like you said, has fallen outside of the point, back of the pack. He should gain on the medium-tired runners, who we think are going for a 2 or 3 stop.
Well, but, if it's a 2 stop, no, it's got to be a 3.
Has to be, because they pit them on like lap 25, didn't they?
Yeah, it was something like that.
Yeah. So we're thinking a 3 stop for them, so they're still going to lose approximately 2 pit stops worth to the hard side runners, which, even though those medium tyres are looking fearsome today, they're just not looking that fearsome.
Yeah, as Puccio Giordano then defends heavily down the inside of someone. Look at the speed that Kanga's got though in the slipstream of Arden Hutchinson. Surely he's going to go around the outside of Giordano at turn 1. Giordano's being bulked by the first of Hutchinson. Kanga's going to get the run, but no, Giordano just slams the door in his face. And Kanga tried to make another overtake. You can't say he's not giving it his all, because he certainly is out there today.
Yeah, absolutely. He's given it every ounce of pace and sort of bravery really into the braking zones he's got, but he's going to have to be a little more patient to be able to find a way past Puccio Giordano. So. I don't know, make me sound more intelligent. I wasn't really paying that much attention.
No, and I was trying not to choke.
Well, your boyfriend over again, is he?
Very
Oh,
funny.
we've got Schneider now with a run on Zazolia, who cuts him off. Doesn't really cut him off, he just resumes the racing line. Now then, let's see what's on down the pit straight. Renault Power versus Ford. Oh, never mind, we've got Giordano going defensive again for Alar Kanga.
No?
No.
You just kind of stopped.
Yeah, kind of like zoned out for a sec.
So Kanga can't get the move done again there, but he's certainly trying. You get the feeling it's probably only a matter of time. As here we are on board with Ruiz then, and what's happening here? He's gone down the inside of Judson Sykes, and
He's taking the place. It's
oh
just
yeah,
an
that's
overtake.
just Ruiz making an overtake, and he is back up to 12th.
Yeah, but now his lack of pace could be exposed. Obviously,
Yeah, although having said that, I mean, we said he's gonna lose time because he's gonna have to pit again on the hard tyres, having stopped on that 38. But to be fair, so are a few others as well. So he might not actually lose out that heavily here.
no. So he won't be in the contention for a podium, I don't think. But he.
Oh no, that's long out the window.
But he's not doing bad. So.
As once again, then Kanga around the outside of Giordano turn 1, but a very similar story to how he was having with Ellington. He just can't quite. I don't know what I'm trying to say.
Neither do I, to be honest.
I was going to say, like, he keeps trying the outside line, but it's not working.
It's not happening for him.
Okay.
So we're approaching. Well, we're way past the halfway point, Harry.
We are, yeah, 6 laps past it.
Yeah.
It was about 8 minutes ago.
So was your nan. I don't know. That doesn't make any sense. Wait, please tell me your nan isn't dead.
Shall we move on?
Yeah, I'm really sorry. Let's just dodge that. Giordano's
You're
going
certainly very
defensive
good
again.
at putting your foot in it, aren't you?
Oh yes, it's a talent I've had for years. Almost 2 decades, in fact. So, drivers are driving.
Yeah, it's been a little bit steady overall this race, hasn't it? If it hadn't been for Kanga, we'd have had nothing.
Yes, Kanga has proven to be the source of entertainment today.
Star of the race so far, definitely. A drive that's definitely worthy of more than 4 points, which is what he's currently looking at.
Well, hey, sometimes your best drives don't produce the best results. That doesn't make any fucking sense. Whoa.
What is, actually, that's interesting. I'm just going to have a look and see what Kanga's best result is, actually. I believe it is 3rd place.
3rd at Malaysian V-Prix. No.
3rd 3 times.
I was wrong about the V-Prix, but I was right about the position. Trying it around the outside again, but just backs out of it every time at the last second.
Yes.
So.
Seems though he slows an awful lot around the outside there. As into... Oh, that's Dwyer again, isn't it?
Yes.
What's that? Stop number 3?
Yeah, but he's even in a lap early there. Supposed to, no, 2 laps early. No, 1 lap early. He's been lapped. It's not, to be fair. He's still running in like, well, 15 now, but that's not as bad as I was expecting, especially since.
Yeah, to be fair, that's a pretty solid effort. He's made 2 more stops than like Stuart Harrison, for example, but he's still ahead of him.
Schneider with a very optimistic move up the inside of Zazolia, but it just wasn't happening. Oh, very early short shift there. That gear sounded a bit low, didn't it, Bradley?
To be honest, I wasn't really paying attention.
Fair enough.
Sorry.
It's alright. Don't apologise for not paying attention. That's literally like all I do is not pay attention. Also, I drink and make memes.
Yeah, pretty much sums up your life, really. As Schneider attacks Zazolia into turn 1, but nothing doing.
Nothing doing, he says. Don't know why I put that voice on, but here we are.
Yeah, Kanga has been on the podium 3 times: Australia, Japan, and Germany, and took his first ever fastest lap in Formula Virtual last time out in Turkey, where unfortunately he ultimately retired. But
Yeah, because he was like the only one the soft tyres, wasn't he? Or the super softs or something. He was on the
no, he was on the
soft
soft tyres along with Klaas, but Klaas never got a clear lap before on his first lap out of the pits before he collided with Ruiz and retired.
That's a shame.
Yes, because it meant we didn't take the title. But from a neutral standpoint, good for the Drivers' Championship.
I suppose. We should be seeing the medium runners in soon, actually.
Yeah. Anyone in there? I can't remember if it was lap 25 or sort of lap 27-ish.
I think it was like between lap 25 and 27. That was probably their pit window, is a phrase I like to say when I can't remember the actual pit lap.
Yeah, I want to say they'll probably be in anywhere between now and lap 55. Just to give them some scope.
I mean, it's going to be before lap 55 because we think it'll be a 3-stop, and 55 would make it a 2-stop. Come on, Bradley.
Alright.
It's your job, not mine.
Now who's Mr. Pedantic?
Pedantic, I'm just keeping the fans informed. That's our job. Also make controversial comments.
Is it? I thought
Well,
we were just paid/not paid to sit here and have a laugh.
Well, wait, you're getting paid?
No.
Bitch. So, I was literally about to say we're 5/8 through the race, and I don't know why.
Well, I
I
mean,
don't know why my brain thought that's the best way to start off a sentence.
we are 5/8 through the race.
Well, yeah, but what's exciting about 5/8 through anything? So, when you say it usually means you've got something icky on your mind.
That's not true at all. What I was going to say is, thus far, Nathaniel Powers has led every lap of this race.
Quite convincingly as well.
Yeah, if he can somehow, well, firstly he's got to hold this until the end, but if he can somehow take the fastest lap, I do believe that will be the first time we've ever seen a, as that's Kanga, was ahead of Ellington already. I got unnecessarily excited there.
Sorry, continue.
Going back to Powers, but yeah, I don't think we've ever seen what is, or what they call a Grand Shelm ever in Formula Virtual.
The Grand Shelm.
Yeah, well, it's like CHELEM or something stupid. More simply
Grand
referred to
Shelm.
as a Grand Slam.
Grand Shelm.
Oh, what a great move from Finn Schneider there up the inside of Zolia. I'm not sure he's quite going to pull it off, but they're side by side as into the pits come, of course, Simon and Klaas van Snelheid for their second
On
stop.
lap 51. It's still side by side, and Schneider has taken the place, so he's finally made that move onto Zolia on his very old tyres, who, yeah, sure enough, now makes his pit stop. And Simon comes out in 4th.
Yeah, and Klaas van Snelheid rejoins in 5th. So that's not actually worked out as badly as I think we expected for them.
No. And that's actually given them quite a good platform now to chase down the leading 3. Although they'll have probably another pit stop to make.
Yeah, but then I was just to say that as well, but having said that, thinking about it, they pretty much made up an entire pit stop after their first stop alone, didn't they? Now that they're ahead, surely, actually, that could be looking pretty good for them.
Maybe, I mean, I wouldn't have expected really the medium tyres to be a particularly good strategy call this race, but so far the guys are making them work.
Yeah, certainly are, as more medium-tired runners then are making their way into the pits, including Harrison, as we see there. and both firsts have made their second stops as well.
Yeah. We've got someone lapping a person somewhere.
I'm sure we do, yeah. In fact, we have something here.
So funny.
Haha.
Oosh. Ignore that sound. It's for the best.
Yeah. I was saying something before pit stops happened, and I can't remember what it was.
Well done. Good for you. I can't actually remember either, to be fair.
Nope, it's genuinely gone. Oh well, it evidently wasn't. Oh yes, Grand Slams.
Grand Challenge.
Yeah. As I was saying, I'm fairly sure we've never actually seen one in Formula Virtual. So if Powers can somehow, well, no, I was literally about to repeat exactly what I said earlier.
Yeah.
Oh, as class friend Schnellheit takes WAB, absolutely obliterates.
Only 3/10.
Yeah, but to be fair, on a lap that's short, that's pretty obliterating.
That is quite a lot of time, especially in dirty air.
Who's got dirty air?
Well, Klaas would have, because he caught Inman at the start of his next lap.
Although, having said that, could have been a solid slipstream from them as well.
Well, perhaps. You just never know.
That kind of went Australian.
No, it didn't. Don't make Dylan attack me for my Australian accent. Again, we've been here before, and it's not fun for me.
Speaking of Lopez, Wagner up to 18th.
Hey.
And despite having made 2 more stops than his teammate, he's only 2 positions behind him. That just about says everything I think it needs to.
Pretty much. So Giordano, preempting a move from Vin Schneider, goes defensive, then resumes the racing line again. I mean,
yeah, that was
that
weird.
guy, but that kind of looked like 2 moves on one straight.
Oh, we've got a crash in the pit lane.
Oh, sorry. I need.
I think Davenport's out.
I'm not gonna lie to you, Bradley. I think you could be onto something there.
So what on earth has happened there then? I have to say that's quite mesmerising to watch. So Carson Davenport then heads, and we've got a yellow flag in the middle sector. Adrian Simon is ahead of Carl Beckenbauer. Something has gone on then, because Simon wasn't massively close. But Simon now up to 3rd then. Beckenbauer has slipped to 4th place. As we've got, it's Enrique Ruiz without a front wing again. What on earth is going on here today for the Brazilian? It's, well, and as we see there just in front, Davenport pulls out of the pit exit and carries on his way. We've got a first without a front wing, that's Hutchinson. So suddenly it's all kicked off, and there have been incidents galore that we've totally missed. And Hugh Dwyer on his soft tyres is up to 10th. That's a pretty solid effort. Is that? Oh, Ruiz comes out of the pits and he's lost more on his front wing, running into one of the AMRs. What a clumsy race so far from the former world champion. Back towards the front then we've got Schneider and Giordano, and there's contact there as well. Both Franklins currently coming to blows. Schneider goes past Giordano, and the two of them have been abandoned by Kanga. So this is what happens to Davenport. He went to the right-hand side of the Ocelot, and they just tangled into the pit lane, and well, Davenport crashed into the wall while trying to get out. This was Beckenbauer and Simon then. Simon swept around the outside of the,
Wow.
I think that's the final corner. Brilliant move there.
That is, yeah.
This was Ellington on one of the back markers. Oh, and that's Ellington out of the race.
Oh,
and,
dear.
One of the Ocelots as well. I think that's Jochen van Snelheid. Although it could be Alexei Norsinki. Doesn't really matter. This is Ruiz then. So Ruiz got caught up with the back marker that had lost his wheel. That's
I had some
kind of clumsy again. And that, so that was what caused Hutchinson's front wing loss. He ran into the debris off track, and then this was Ruiz exiting the pit lane with his new front wing and driving straight into the side of Will
breaking
Hoskins.
it again. Not entirely, but more or less. Wow. Is all I can say to that.
You came back just at the right moment.
I missed all the fun.
Well, you didn't. We literally saw none of it until those replays. As Klaus van Snelheid sweeps around the outside of Carl Beckenbauer and into fourth place.
Yeah, you're absolutely right, Bradley.
Although Beckenbauer is fighting back at the moment, but he's not.
I don't think that Beckenbauer is going to be able to do that. I won't lie to you, Bradley.
He was. They swapped positions again.
Buzzing. That was weird.
What's going to be interesting now is no, Ruiz on the mediums, isn't he? He should make the end now if we reckon it's about 25 laps.
Yes. Ruiz, if he doesn't make the end, I'd be amazed. But his pace will be affected by that broken front left end plate, obviously.
Yeah, I think we need to. Firstly, I'm interested to see how Kanga has suddenly got past and gapped Schneider and Giordano. We've missed that in the melee somewhere.
Melee, that's a good word. I like that word.
Oh, thank you. But yeah, I think we need to talk about the race that Ruiz has had. Well, to be fair, it's something you'd have kind of expected from a rookie.
Yeah, reminds me of his attempt at a title defence in the first half of the season.
Which season?
The season he was defending his title.
In 2015?
Yeah.
That was just littered with mechanical failures.
No, he did make a lot of his own mistakes. Manicore.
Yeah, and Brazil as well, when he clattered into the side of his teammate.
Yes, you're right, actually. I'd forgotten about that one. I think he made
a couple of times, I think.
Yeah, he wasn't having the best of times in that season. And he is very much resembling the driver of 2015, so I think just maybe he's letting the frustrations of obviously last weekend and this weekend kind of get to him a little bit there.
Yeah, certainly not the driver we're used to seeing is Ruiz. He currently sits down in 12th place. Giordano is 8th. Frankly, and after a rather fantastic qualifying session, having been 2nd and 3rd on the grid, it's slightly fallen apart a little bit so far, hasn't it?
But we've seen that time and again. We've seen that they've been fantastic in qualifying. Their pace is right there. It comes to the race, and they just can't. They can't bring it together due to circumstances outside their control, or their pace just isn't on it. And today, I think it was a mixture of Ruiz's pace wasn't on it, and then he kind of let. Unfortunately, Beckenbauer's been slowed by a back marker, and Kanga goes up the inside and gets bolted by Harding.
But he's gone through.
Place and puts a back marker between himself and Beckenbauer. So Carl Beckenbauer falling down outside the top 5 now is just unable to do anything to fight back against these guys.
Yeah, but that could be absolutely crucial, because let's not forget, we don't expect either Kanga or Beckenbauer to make another stop.
Oh yeah.
That is now Kanga up into at least a net 3rd place.
Yeah, and Beckenbauer is still being held up by this, but he's lost Kanga easily.
As Harrison skates well off the circuit and he's stopped.
Might be an engine problem. It did look kind of like the rear seized up a little bit.
Yeah, it did. I think that might be Stuart Harrison out of this one.
Yeah, and that's a scary accident to have, because obviously when the rear sees up, the back end just switches on you, and there's nothing you can do on the exit of a high-speed corner like that. Yeah,
he's not moved. I think he's definitely out of that one. Meanwhile, I do believe that was Powers putting a lap on Enrique Ruiz as the two Lopez's go side by side, and that's Elroy Wagner moving past James Harding despite having made 2 more stops.
Oh no!
No, that's why Harrison stopped.
How did we miss that?
I don't know. How did we? There was literally a fuck without a wheel and a rear wing. How did we miss it?
Because we're very special guys. Dwyer is actually very much impressing me this race.
Yeah, massively. On a tyre strategy that really should see him, well, last, pretty much.
Yeah. But he's making it work, just about. Like, obviously he'd do a lot better on mediums or hards, but all things considered, he's doing a really damn good job.
It'd be incredible if he managed to take points.
If he took points, he would get driver of the day, hands down.
You say that, but Kanga's doing a fine job.
Bit of a lock up there from
Bayer.
Felix Bayer. Cheers.
Welcome.
I did my best.
He's had a bit of an anonymous race and season, hasn't he?
Yeah, just a tad. I mean, he's had the beating of most of his teammates in the past, and yet this year he's kind of just played second fiddle.
Yeah, but then let's not forget, Will Hoskins is a solid driver.
Yeah, obviously contending for the title in 2014, getting podiums at the end of 2015. I think no, he didn't actually, because he had a team swap. But
no, I think he's still got a couple of podiums.
Wherever Will Hoskins has gone, he's always proven himself to be a quick driver. Up against Ruiz, took the fight to him until the last few rounds when some interesting strategies had a certain effect on certain things. 2015, he went toe-to-toe with race winner Timo Kinnaman time and again, and there was really nothing to separate them, and including the first few races of 2016, there was nothing between them, really.
Yeah, although I think that really says more about Kinnaman than it does Hoskins. After all, Hoskins, as you say, was able to take the fight to Ruiz, so I think that goes to show how impressive Kinnaman has been, actually.
Well, I've been saying for years that Kinnaman, if put in a championship-winning car, would have a really good chance of winning the championship. I realise how stupid that sounds, but you know what I mean. Oh, speaking of Kinnaman, he's got Adrian Simon now for close company in second place. Obviously,
he does, and both of these guys are going to have to make another stop, aren't they?
Yes. Oh, Kinnaman, you don't want to do that, buddy. Actually, probably do. So he puts a car maybe between himself and Simon, but it doesn't work. So
that was short-lived.
Yeah. We should be expecting Simon in any lap now, though. And Kinnaman's just going to be hoping and praying to whatever gods there are that he believes in, that he can back off enough to save those tyres to make it a one-stop, because, well, I suppose one thing we haven't visited is if Powers can make it a one-stop, he's going to be absolutely unopposed.
Yeah, but I think, actually, that's a very good point you make there. Kinnaman has to eke this out now, because both Simon and Klaas van Schnelheid are going to pit earlier. They are going to get the undercut. Because if Kinnaman does pit again, it will be lap 77, 78.
I'd say it'd be about lap 78.
Exactly.
I wouldn't expect, if he made it past lap 78, I wouldn't expect him to pit, because we don't see the guys pit on the penultimate lap.
No,
they just tend to risk it, so he's got to make just one extra lap than he did before, and then that last lap should be a breeze.
I think that's going to be very, very close. We'll have to see at the end of this one, but yeah, this is crucial that he keeps Simon behind, and well, that he doesn't take too much out of the tyres doing so.
Yeah, obviously also worth remembering these two teams are actually embroiled in a constructors' battle at the moment for second place.
Yeah, which at the moment would swing 1 point in favour of DS Mafshaw.
Yeah, which is good for them because they've had some really difficult races lately and they've been struggling to score points, and they've really come back with a bang here.
Well, they came back with a bang last time out when they won in Turkey.
Oh yeah, that old chest. Oh, I think Simon's got a really good run on Kinnaman this lap. He doesn't make a move. He's just waiting to make that pit stop, I think, to get that clean air.
Yeah.
Doesn't risk his front wing or anything.
Yeah, definitely. As you say, I think he's just biding his time, isn't he? I think they're expecting Kinnaman to make the second stop as well. So it's just kind of a case of waiting now, and we're using the fresh tyres.
Yeah. It's like in poker when you're bluffing, you don't want to show your hand until the very last second.
Kanga's very close to both of these. If both Kinnaman and Simon pit, they're going to come out behind Alar Kanga.
They are actually, alright. Kanga will inherit a second place.
Kanga could be on. I mean, to be fair, we did say it earlier. He put in such a stonking drive. He deserved something pretty decent from this race. He could actually well be on for it.
Well, let's hope so. Like you said, he's provided us with a lot of entertainment, lots of overtakes, and it's just been really good to watch. Simon right up at the back of Timo Kinnaman, but he just won't make that overtake. He must have a lot of degradation going on if he doesn't feel confident enough on the brakes to actually make that overtake, because he's clearly faster.
Yeah, as what's this we've got a replay of then? It's Nikolai Milkovic coming into the pits.
Very quickly. I don't know. No, he's just making a pit stop.
Yeah, I think that was literally just a replay of Milkovic making a stop.
I'm glad that I now know, though. I'm glad. I really am.
But seeing as he was on hard tyres, that must have happened about 29 laps ago.
Yeah.
But whatever.
Oh well. I know that would have been 30 laps ago.
Well, yeah. Oh well.
Oh,
whatever.
It was fun. Kinnaman goes defensive now into turn 1, so C1 is launching his assault on second place. Timo keeps him behind. But you feel like it's only a matter of time here.
Yeah, Kinnaman's suddenly starting to feel the pressure then. As Klaas is nowhere near them. Well, I mean, okay, he's not exactly miles. We got more cars without front wings there.
Beckenbauer's without a front wing.
Is that? It is. Yes, quite right. That's Carl Beckenbauer.
Oh no. The German who was having a pretty solid race in the midfield.
Yeah, he was what, sixth place running.
Yeah.
Or running 6th even. So what happened here then? Felix Bayer bumped Nikolai Milkovic and turned him round and then drove off. It was see you later, son. And Beckenbauer trying to get round just...
A bit clumsy, but Beckenbauer was already... He'd locked up all 4 wheels going into the corner.
He has, but he'd massively slowed down, and it was Milkovic trying to recover and turn himself round that really hurt Beckenbauer there.
Lap 69, well, on to lap 70 now. Simon still has not pitted from 3rd place.
Well, no, but if it was lap 25, then it would be about lap 75, won't it? That they're expected to hit.
Silence.
But yeah, as I was saying, obviously Lars was not miles behind, but seeing as we know how quick that Downton is, I'd have expected him to be closer to Simon than he is.
Yeah, Klaas, especially having set the fastest lap of the race, clearly has the pace, but maybe he just took too much out of his tyres. Don't forget, Simon did not have to battle his way through the pack the same way that Klaas did.
Yeah, very true. Meanwhile, Nathaniel Powers has lapped everyone up to 8th place.
That is dominance. That's dominance in a nutshell.
That's been quite an impressive race, really, hasn't it, from the Brett?
Well, yeah. I mean, I don't know what else to say. Paul Beckenbauer getting very racy under brakes as Kinnaman moves to the inside line now for turn 1. Lap 71 now. Simon tries it around the outside. backs out again.
Yeah, and all of this is allowing class to close.
Yeah. And poor old Tazolio is caught right in the middle of it. That's Hutchinson.
Yep. At least you realised.
And he's backed out of the way now, and that's unleashed the fury of Klaas van Stelheide.
Or has he?
Yes. Uh-oh.
Just.
Oh, that was a long wait, and I was like, oh no. They've taken each other out, I just know it.
Don't say that.
Would be funny though.
We're so close.
Because as oh no, I was going to say, as things are, Downton still win the championship.
Yeah, to be fair, even if one of our cars retired, we'd still win the title now. Not that I
Cars
want...
could break 2 front wings, and still you could win the championship.
Well, we only need 8 points, and DS Mathershaw have to win. So at the moment, even if both cars retired, we'd still win the title. As it stands,
Now,
unless Simon can actually pull this overtake off.
Well, yeah, I mean, he's still hounding that Westwood of Thibaut Kinnaman, who is now running up on traffic of, I believe that's going to be, wait for it, Hoskins. So it's going to be interesting to see what Simon chooses to do about the whole situation.
Look how close Alar Kanga is to them.
He's getting pretty close.
That was Kanga in the background. I do believe Kanga is closing up on them. So if as we expect, all 3 of those are going to pit again, Kanga is going to be solidly in 2nd place.
Pretty much. I don't know what else to say. I mean, he would.
Down the inside of Judson Sykes goes Enrique Ruiz, and has the Brazilian made an overtake without losing the front wing? It looks like he has.
It's about time. He's kind of looks like he's probably just getting back in the zone then.
Oh, Ruiz!
Simon
no, not Ruiz. Simon
up the inside, but Kinnaman holds it. Wow, that's the first time we've seen someone hold it around the outside. I think. I mean, I know Simon had a lot of ground to make up there, but it would have been very easy for either driver to hit the other. So very fair driving from the pair of them. Very respectful, you know, good car control and all that stuff.
Yeah, definitely. I'm not entirely sure how I called that as Ruiz.
I kind of just wanted to ignore it, but here we are. Oh, I'm all out of beer.
I'm nearly out of water. Good job. There's only 7 laps left.
Oh God! Wow, that's this race has actually gone by pretty quickly.
Yeah, it tends to on shorter circuits. Meanwhile, Dwyer is 11th. He's 1 place outside of points on the soft tyres.
That's mad. Simon has, like, he closes up so much.
Yeah, there was tremendous closing speed there.
He could easily make an overtake on the inside if he just committed, but I think he's just so scared of ruining those old mediums. He couldn't be trying to go to the end on those, could he?
Oh Christ! Look at this.
Powers.
We're looking at Powers. I genuinely don't think we've seen him since his pit stop.
We haven't, honestly. He's just been in a league of his own.
So Powers is coming into the final corner before these guys have even come through the sort of left-right sweepers. That's some lead.
That is. I mean, I know that Downton's dominant and Powers is a solid driver, but even this is crazy.
Is that? Do you reckon
they're going into turn 1?
Having said that, though, I don't think he's probably quite got a pit stop over them.
Bit tight, that's for sure.
Now, what's going to be tight is whether he's got a pit stop over Kanga.
Yeah, true. I think Simon might be looking for a move up the inside. No. So, Kuhneman got a better exit this time. But yeah, all he needs to do is come out in front of Kanga, because we think the rest of the top 5 are going to have to stop again. So.
Yeah, and it's going to be, we're going to see the medium-tired runners in any lap now then as we hit 75. There's 6 to go here in Bahrain. And, well, anything could still change at the all through the leaderboard.
Absolutely, it's everything to play for with 5 laps to go.
Did I just see smoke from the back of one of the DS Master shorts?
I Seymour.
Well, yeah, because it was right up behind one of the Westwoods.
It could have been just a lock, to be fair.
Entirely possible.
Yeah, you would have seen the smoke from that angle. There's no retiring Mather Shaw today, good sir. Yet.
No, do you know, I genuinely thought that was Kinnaman pitting then. But no, just putting a lap on the Ingram.
Bad move. I said that probably wouldn't have been a bad move.
No, to be fair, I think that's exactly what I'd have maybe tried.
Oh, as we've got Hutchinson going around the outside of Bayer there, Hoskins there, one of the AMRs there.
Baskins.
Haskins. Oh no. You can't do that.
Can you not?
But Hutchinson cannot take the place there. So we should be expecting the medium runners in from this lap onwards.
Yeah, we certainly should.
Although, it's worth noting, medium runners could be dropped back into traffic, right? The hard-side runners of Powers and Kinnaman are only going to go to lap 78 if they make another 39 lap stint. So really, there's only going to be a 1 or 2 lap
undercut
difference. Yeah, not as big as we were expecting.
Yeah, no, I realised that as well a second ago. But you're quite right. Kanga's passed Klaas van Snelheid.
Klaas is pitted, so that's why.
Yeah. So, Klaas in then, but Simon isn't.
Oh, look at the state of those tyres.
Yeah, they do not look good at all.
Oh.
And this is not good news for the championship leader then. Where is he going to feed back out? To be fair, I think there was quite a gap between Kanga and Schneider. Schneider's gone through into 5th. Where will Klaas be in relation to Puccio Giordano? I think he's got out solidly ahead of them. So it's 6th place then for Klaas van Snelheid.
Yeah. That's not bad, and I think, well, I'd be amazed actually if Klaas can close that gap to Schneider in time.
Yeah, there was quite a gap, wasn't it?
Yeah, well, he was still going by as Klaas was reaching the end of the pit lane. Zazolio pits from 9th place.
Having said that, I don't think Klaas is going to lose any more ground, but I don't think he's going to gain any either. So that's the 6th place. There we go. In comes Simon at the end of lap 78.
77.
Apologies.
So we're expecting maybe even just a 1 lap undercut there, and if Simon gets that pit exit wrong, that could really grant 2nd place.
What this could have been an absolute masterstroke from Downton. They could have played Klaas van Snelheid in here to get the undercut on Simon.
Well, he's come around the final corner now. We're gonna have to just wait and see.
Yeah, Klaas van Snelheid powers down the start-finish straight. Simon exits the pits and he's absolutely miles clear.
Yeah, I think they pitted him there just to.
In fact, Simon's even come out ahead of Schneider. So Klaas isn't that far behind. He's got 3 laps on totally fresh mediums to attack the young Swiss driver.
Actually, yeah, you're right.
There's Powers pits from the lead
Powers pits from the lead.
End of lap 78. So, will he have a big enough gap? This is what we were querying. Surely Kinnaman will, if Kinnaman dives in as well, is he? Yeah, Kinnaman heads for the pit lane then.
No.
I mean, to be fair, I think we were expecting that. What's going to be interesting now is where Alar Kanga's going to be. He's stuck in traffic. There's a honk fist without a front wing. But where will Powers feed back out? He's well ahead. He's already round turn 1.
Yeah. So Kanga then takes 2nd place, just as Kinnaman is.
Yeah, but Kanga's being massively blocked here by backmarkers. In fact, he's literally surrounded by all of them.
Simon's come down the pit lane now, the main straight now. It's going to be close. Kinnaman's got the inside line.
Side by side out of the pits then. Kinnaman holds 3rd place.
Absolutely ruthless under braking there, as Schneider's now got Klaas van Snelheid in the Downton to contend with. It's all coming alive in the last few laps.
Yeah, we have then just 2 laps left here in Bahrain. As was that Giordano pitting?
I think so. Well, they gotta say, like, I don't think the guys at home, some of the people at home, are gonna appreciate just how brave that was from Kinnaman. Cold, harder tyres than Simon, and he held that spot under brakes, but he's got a whole nother lap to kind of.
Yeah, but it's only a short lap, and it's a short lap that Nathaniel Powers has just started. He is however long this circuit is, kilometres away from, well, something that's really going to make me quite happy.
Oh, Dwyer on the second to last lap. Oh, C1's got a massive run now as Schneider goes defensive into turn 1, so does Kinnaman. The Westwood drivers definitely taking tips from each other. Kanga tries to hang it around the outside, he can't do it, and C1 that.
Yeah, but Klaas has got Schneider, has he? No, Schneider's holding him off. They are side by side as they go through turn 3. Klaas van Snelheid on the outside line. I think Schneider's going to hold him off on the inside. Meanwhile, Nathaniel Powers has 1 corner to go.
Yeah, no, each driver giving absolutely none here, but this is your man today.
Fights going on all behind him, but Powers hasn't cared one iota. He's led every lap. Nathaniel Powers crosses the line to win in Bahrain, and Downton are the Constructors' champions for the first time in Formula Virtual history. Get in there!
And we've got Alar Kanga now coming home to collect a solid second place. Now, is Simon going to be able to mount the challenge on Kinnaman?
As we've got one of the AMRs into the pits on the last lap. It is Kanga second. Kinnaman is going to hold on for third. Adrian Simon fourth, and I think Schneider's going to hold fifth from Klaas van Snelheid as well. He is, so the championship leader only sixth, and that is a championship lead he loses. Nathaniel Powers is now ahead by 4 points, but with that victory in 6th place, Downton have picked up their first ever Constructors title with 4 races to go.
Yes! I'll say congratulations. That's definitely a new record.
It was so unfortunate last time in Turkey. It could have been wrapped up, but it wasn't. The odds were massively in their favour, and the car has been very strong all season. And finally, with a win here in Bahrain for Nathaniel Powers, Downton have done it. They are the Constructors' champions for 2017. So Nathaniel Powers takes his 6th win of the season then with a pretty dominant display, having won from pole while leading every lap. He was denied the Grand Slam, however, by teammate Klaas van Snelheid, who took the fastest lap of the race. Alar Kanga finished 2nd for his best ever result in Formula Virtual, and Timo Kinnaman was 3rd for his 2nd podium of the season. Klaas van Snelheid only finished 6th after that dreadful opening lap, and that means big things in the Drivers' Championship, because Nathaniel Powers is now into the lead. He has 228 points to Klaas's 224, so there's just 4 between them with 100 points left on the table, meaning Adrian Simon is the only other driver still in with a shout of the title. Alar Kanga's best result in the championship moves him up 2 places to 6th overall, while Arden Hutchinson's non-score season slipped 2 places to 8th. There was very little movement in the rest of the championship, but the battle is heating up for the last spot in the top 10. And in the Constructors' Championship, there is the official confirmation. Downton are the champions in 2017. They have a gap of 210 points back to DS Mattershaw, and that is more than there are points left in the rest of the season. But that's all from our race here today in Sakhir. So from both me and Harry, thank you for joining us, and we'll see you next time for round 15 from Montreal, Canada.